There's a stranger in my house. It took a while to figure out. Y'all, listen. Y'all know when we talking about Simon, we've got to introduce that song. Okay, I think it's just gonna be the thing that we do from this point forward. Sky Squad, we are back in the building. Happy Thursday to you. Make sure you guys, if you haven't already done so, click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell button, and join the texting community. And like the video if you like reality TV related content. Now, without further ado, okay, let's get into the news. All right, so Simon is back at it. And Simon says, you know what? If you don't like what you see, you can unsee me. Okay, basically, because there was a lot of backlash regarding him posting this photo of Shereé. Now, I had some people in the comment section because I was like, is this picture recent? And I was like, because the last we saw of Shereé, her hair was a little different, right? So if you go to Sheree's page, you see her with a different type of sort of braid kind of situation going on than you see her in that photo with Simon, right? So a couple of people were saying that was before Simon had gotten the new set of, teeth or whatever. That's what one commenter said. So I was like, oh, okay. And I remember Shereé having that previous hairstyle. It's interesting though, because Shereé, after I did this video, now I ain't gonna say it was me because I'm sure it won't. I'm sure a lot of other people called this thing out, so I ain't gonna even try to take credit for that. But I just did wonder because I went to go look at Shereé's page to figure out if this was new or not. Because the feeling that I got around this whole situation, it felt to me like this is all mighty convenient. She always gets her way. Martell commenting, Mrs. Holt, and then this picture right here popping up. So I, had went to her page yesterday, like I told y'all. But then now today, when I go to her page, I see a photo that I will not bring up here that she is captioned with heart emojis. And it's basically, it's like a little, I think it's a post. It may be in regards to her grandson. I cannot tell. But what I'm saying is she has the same hairstyle as she does in this photo. Now, in my mind, now I ain't gonna show that photo because that contains somebody's child who does not belong to me. So I just don't feel comfortable doing that for me, right? So I thought to myself, now either she is doing the good work to make sure this all looks consistent, or I don't really, or I mean, that's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm a little jaded with regards to reality TV in this day and time because I just be looking at everything like, y'all know we can see through this, right? Y'all know we can see what's going on behind the curtain. The curtain is translucent at this point. So I don't know. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. But let's get back to what Simon had to say, right? So Simon basically wrote this, and our friends over at the Jasmine brand caught it. If I'm sharing my life's journey in real time irritates your soul, unfollow with alacrity. Okay, I don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it could be, some a cultural reference. I'm not really sure, but I love that he says if sharing my life's journey in real time. Okay, now that would seem to also want. It seems like there is a concerted effort there to make sure that we know that what is happening in real time. So I was like, okay, listen, I don't know. We just speculating right now. And because Simon is constantly in the news, particularly because his wife is going to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 16, she's making her grand return in the midst of a, nationwide, like publicized divorce, as well as the sort of reveal about, certain elements of his past. It just seems to be like, bro, like, what do you expect for people to think, especially when such posts seem specifically curated to garner attention? And we got to call it like it is, right? And I feel like, Simon is like, because he is the businessman, he knows what is probably good for business. And I feel like it may be good for business if his name stays in the spotlight. Now, he goes on to say, I pray you find peace in your expeditious exits, right? Listen. Simon, because many of us have been around in this reality TV space for a long time, like we, the viewers, we understand the mechanics of how things work when a show is getting ready to begin filming. And especially in nowadays, it has become very, very formulaic for bright lights and headlines to precede the filming of a new season. So, I mean, what would you have us to expect? Okay. And again, we may be, or at least me, may be just a bit jaded about the things that we see, and particularly as it relates to reality TV and how things come out. I just don't think that you can blame us. Right. So, with that being said, shout out to our friends over at the Jasmine brand, because we also have another story that they also happened to pick up. Now, this one is regarding Tamar. We talked about Tamar yesterday as well, and it seems like we're going to be doing a lot more talking about Miss Tamar Braxton. So, if you guys were unable to attend Carlos King's show, Reality with the King tour live, down to the Atlanta on Monday night, we apparently missed quite a bit. And I'm like, Carlos, are you gonna do like a live? I mean, like a YouTube recap and tell us, give us all the tea that we missed? But thank God for the Jasmine brand, because what we found out was that Tamar says that all money ain't good money, as she reveals that she's had conversations to join the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, I have to go on record in telling you guys that for me personally, I have always thought that Tamar should be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I feel like it only makes sense. She's had previous sort of online tussles with Candy, who have been a mainstay on that show for quite some time. And I said this before Candy actually left the show. And I just felt like it would have been a good way to sort of bridge that gap. To be honest, I also felt like with the exclusion of Marlo in this current season, that I felt like we had the opportunity to potentially go back to storylines that felt like it was more, real and authentic and geared towards, I don't know, finding common ground, as Andy likes to say, especially in light of how we now are feeling about some of the toxicity with regards to some of these shows, that it could have been a way to bridge that gap. And, we still have petty little beefs. And the great thing about having a character, or excuse me, not a character, but a cast member like Tamar, is that she has the personality to be both polarizing and hilariously funny. So I think that's really what you want. That's good casting to me. Now, some people may not like Tamar, and some people may, like me, love her. I love her voice. I think she has a great personal story. I think she is immensely talented and funny. And so for me, I just kind of felt like it made sense. But when she sat down with Carlos on the tour stop in the Atlanta, okay, she says she's a little concerned about the future of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Um, and here's what's going on, especially with this cast shakeup and the restructuring, and with Kenya and Portia sort of being the only two confirmed publicly members that are returning to the franchise. Tamar reveals that producers had asked her to join, but she turned it down, and here is why. Okay. She says, I've had conversations, but the truth is there's just no way I'm going to sit for makeup, get a wig put on, get my makeup beat to argue with a bunch of bees for nothing. I can't do it. So, as the Jasmine brand writes, the audience members chimed in with, opinions of a large payment being the reason enough to join the cast. But Tamar said this: let me tell you something. All money ain't good money. It's just not. And that is what I said. What's for me won't miss me. And it's not worth my mental to sit up here and get into an argument with another Black, beautiful woman about nothing so other people can think this is what we're about. At some point, you have to take responsibility for what you put on the TV screen. Then she said, I don't want to be a part of that kind of television. I want to make feel good, funny, good, relatable, epic television, which sounds to me more or less like a good reason for her to go back to working with her sisters, particularly in light of the fact that, it seems like everyone is on good terms at this point. Um, again, I've had this opinion too that I must be honest about. I just felt like there have been so many instances where Tamar has also had online squabbles with people, and I don't necessarily know that there was a paycheck attached to that. So in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, if you fighting for free, then you might as well get paid for it. However, .org, I do also understand I think there is something to possibly be said for a specific type of reality TV and not wanting to be paid, because then there is the expectation of the creation of drama and strife and dealing with all that comes with that, especially in the way that things seem to go down with a lot of housewives today, right? Because I don't know if you guys have heard this, but I want to bring something to your attention. Well, I'll just sort of tell you about it because I feel like I could bring it. Actually, no, I'm gonna bring up the screen right now because I want to show you this, and I'm gonna show you a good reason why some people, especially as we talk to Charelle Duncan from Love and Marriage DC, and she said that she had to come to learn that reality TV is not for her. All right. So here's a good example of what I'm talking about. And I wanted to bring up this post from Reality Entertainment TV on Instagram. And it captures a Twitter exchange between Caroline Brooks from the Real Housewives of Dubai and Chanel Ayan. Now, when you take things a step further, you will see that the Real Housewives of Dubai Instagram page indicated that Chanel Ayan and Lisa Milan have unfollowed each other on Instagram. But then Chanel Ayan says, oh, wow, I didn't know that I was blocked. So, with that being said, it's kind of like you are ending up, and Caroline Brooks was just basically commenting about how sad it was and to see people's opinions about it be so harsh. This is one of those examples I feel like where in the world of reality television, it's really steeped in conflict that you do hope can be resolved. But then what happens when it just can't be? And a friendship breaks up over some reality drama. I think you've seen a lot of that happen with the Love and Marriage DC cast over this past season, and how just sort of divisive it has become amongst the cast in such a way that it almost feels impossible to bring these people back together again to film another season. And I can understand how Tamar would not want to do that. I can. I can. So if there's a possibility of being on television in a way that you can control, especially she said, as she stated, that WeTV was giving her all the things that she felt like she deserved the first go round. Yeah, I'm not participating in nothing that ain't that either. I get it. I get it. All right, y'all. So the last thing that we got to talk to you guys about today is also something that I saw. A lot of these things I saw happening last night, but I had a birthday event to attend yesterday afternoon. So I really just had to focus on like getting ready for that and all that good stuff. So I couldn't bring you guys another video yesterday. But British Williams, y'all, is letting us know that she is doing just fine, 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 fine. Woo! She says, to all my family, friends, and fans who have been praying for me, writing me, pouring into me, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your kind words and love have helped me be encouraged every day. I'll be home soon and ready for a new start. I love y'all, and I met some baddies along the way. hashtag free British. So you will see, her castmates, her former castmates, Jennifer Williams and Brooke Bailey, Brandy Maxiel, all showing love and support. I noticed I don't see Jackie Christie's name, but I'm guessing after everything that went down, I probably wouldn't. So yeah, here she is photographed. She is looking, happy, and she's found her baddies. And yeah, I mean, she looks like she's doing pretty well for herself wherever she is right now while she is away. I've seen a couple of photos like this floating around, and I oftentimes wonder, like, how does that work in, the jail or the prison system? And I'm just, it's fascinating to me. I think the most that I've ever sort of come into contact or would want to is by watching like 60 Days In, and I never really see those people taking any photographs in this manner. So, but listen, at least she's found a way, a la Jen Shaw, to let us know that she is doing well and that she plans to be home soon. Again, let me know what you guys think about each of these stories in the comment section down below. That is the tea that we have for you guys this morning. If anything else pops off, I will try my hardest to get back online. I've got quite a bit to do today. And of course, y'all, we are still celebrating that we hit 200,000 subscribers finally. Um, it's been a long journey, and I just want to say thank you once again. And we will be celebrating in Bali. The trip launches tomorrow at 10 a.m. You guys can read all about the activities right here, and you guys can see everything that we're doing, everything that's included. We have the entire itinerary listed down here. All you need to do is put your down payment down tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we have payment options like Affirm so that you guys can also pay over time. So this trip is completely affordable. I looked up the flights. The flights are affordable as well, but I guess that is also relative. All I can tell you is that I would love for you to come and celebrate with me in Bali. And then the next thing that we're going to do once we get this Bali trip completely filled up, because we have 24 spots, okay? And then we have 8 that are $100 off because you can get early bird pricing. So the sooner you book, the better. The sooner you put down a deposit, the better. And the easier it is. And then the faster you can find some flights so we can all party in the Bali. Okay. So with that being said, be sure to also pre-order my new book, The Wickedest Wives Book 2, A Vicious Reality, on Amazon.com. Leave a review if you read book 1 so you can let the people know why they should be reading it. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.